Welcome to the Chamber Chat, your source for everything Danville and business topics that matter to you. We hope you enjoy the show. Chamber Chat. Chamber Chat.
Everyone, welcome back to the Chamber Chat. It's Jocelyn
and Kelly,
and today we are here with
Hannah Akers.
And my name is Nick Brown. I'm with Versiti Blood Center of Indiana.
All right, awesome. Okay, so what inspired each of you to work in this blood drive stuff?
Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
My inspiration, my mother's side, the whole side of the family all came from a medical background, and so it could be nurses, paramedics, EMTs, and I wanted to do something similar but different. And there's a couple of reasons why I love working at Versiti. Number one, I get to work with awesome people, and I don't just say that because Hannah's sitting next to me, but because I truly do love the people that I work with. But the other reason is because I feel great at the end of the day when I go home and I get to tell people that I get to help save lives for a living. And so it's, to me, I don't mind waking up every day to do this.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of why I do what I do is to help people help other people, and creating that community aspect and really just supporting the mission that we do get to do and save lives.
So what are your roles at Versiti?
So I'm the account rep for majority of Hendricks County. I serve Avon, Danville, Brownsburg, Pittsboro areas, and my job is to connect community partners like churches, chambers, and all sorts of different community groups to the mission. So we bring blood drives to you guys.
Yep. And I'm the Senior Director of Blood Operations. I've been with Versiti for about 15 years now. I oversee our donor recruitment team. There's 14 Hannahs across the state. And also our field marketing team, and then our collection operation. So the team that comes here to do the blood drives, the team the phlebotomists who collect the blood as well.
Gotcha.
You're probably good at it because you showed up with scones from breakfast this morning. So we take bribery very seriously here.
Well, it's funny because it's very important part of our mission to think local, and all the blood that we collect stays local, right? And so as I was thinking, I was like, well, I had been by the breadbasket before and not been there, and it's proximal. I actually walked over from there, and so I thought it would be great to bring something local to the local chamber, right?
We love that.
Yes.
We love that. So what is the most rewarding part of your job?
I think the most rewarding part of my job is connecting people to what we do. At the end of the day, every unit of blood saves 3 lives, and that impact can grow and grow and grow. Every time someone walks through the door, we're showing them the potential that they have and connecting them to the ability to save a life of someone they probably will never meet. So that's really rewarding for me.
Yeah, I would say one of the most interesting things is that many people that do not donate blood is because someone's never asked them, or they don't understand the importance of blood donation. And so that education piece, I think, is also very important. So I really enjoy educating people on the importance of blood, why it's needed, how it's utilized. I get to go, I've been with Hannah to high school presentations and even elementaries, and so helping even our youth understand the importance of blood donation and like how it could help save even their family lives locally.
So how old do you have to be to donate blood?
You have to be 16 with parental consent. 17 or older, you can do it of your own free will.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry.
I just think it's interesting. You said, so 1 unit saves 3 lives. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people have the mindset of, well, it doesn't really matter if I donate. But 3 lives, that's
a lot. I didn't know that.
That's a substantial number. I was thinking 1 for 1,
Yeah. So blood has 3 different products that we separate into. So your red blood cells, what makes it red, and then your platelets and your plasma. And we separate those units into 3 products because they're used for different things.
And so is that something you guys do here locally in Indiana then?
Yeah, we would love, anytime you would want to come, we love giving tours of our manufacturing where we also test the blood. Right here in Indianapolis, we have the Midwest largest donor testing lab, and we actually test all the blood samples in the region, not just from Versiti blood centers, but from others. And so what the work that we do is people don't realize it as they're driving down the road, what we're doing in there. but that occurs right there in those labs. I think one of the things, as you mentioned, those three components, and you talk about how many people donate. Right now, about 3 to 4% of people donate blood, and probably something around, they estimate around 37% of people are eligible to donate blood. And so if we could only get 1% more, it doesn't sound like much, but 1% more would actually ensure that we don't have any blood shortages in our local hospitals.
And we are having blood shortages.
That happens, not right now,
Not right
thankfully.
now.
Yeah,
Is there
knock
a
on wood.
surplus
Okay.
right now?
I wouldn't say surplus either.
no.
Yeah. But it's interesting because the shelf life of blood, as she mentioned, platelets is 5 days, and for red blood cells, it's 42 days. So if you think about it, I don't want to compare it to milk, but similarly, we have to always keep the shelf stocked, right? And so it's very important. And there are special types of blood. For example, on platelets, they love blood types A pos, B pos. For red cells, they love O negative, O positive. And so if you were any of those, they probably call you a lot, right? And A negative, B negative. So there are other types that can be transfused into patients dependent upon their blood type as well. And so we're always looking for more O negative, O positive donations because our patients utilize those blood components the most. And so those are generally the ones in the shortest supply.
Okay. So if someone was coming to donate for the first time, what should they expect?
It's a pretty easy process, and we walk you through the whole entire thing. So you arrive, bring your photo ID, make sure you're well hydrated ahead of time, and there's a short questionnaire that you fill out. Basically, have you traveled recently? Are you feeling well today? Questions like that help us determine that you are healthy enough to donate the blood. Then there's a mini physical. We just do a finger prick for hemoglobin, check your pulse, your blood pressure. We'll also ask you your height and weight and those things, again, to protect you as the donor, make sure you're eligible. And then after that's completed, as long as you pass everything, you'll move to the phlebotomist, and your phlebotomist takes you through the rest of it. They'll do a vein check, a good suitable vein. Then they'll clean the area and then do the venipuncture, and they'll draw the blood. The actual time of the blood draw is about 7 to 10 minutes. It's not super long, so you don't have to be there too long. After it's completed, they'll clean you all up, they'll wrap you up, and send you to get snacks and drinks. Make sure you're feeling good, and then you're on your way. It takes about an hour.
I was going to go in to talk about farmers market and you guys being there, what that is going to look like, the dates, just share all of that information.
Yeah, so we're going to come to the farmers market here in Danville on June 13th and August 8th. We're going to bring our blood mobile. So it's typically a big pink bus. You'll see us, we'll be there. And it's the same process like you would donate anywhere else. You're just on a bus. We make it easy and accessible for our donors.
Sure.
We're excited about that. They can register online for that, correct?
Yes.
We have it on our farmers market page. We have an event set up. And then also, we can direct people to that as well. We'll put it in the link in the comments for this podcast as well. So I'm excited about that. How many people do we need for that day? Like how many spots are open for that?
We've set a unit goal around 13, but that doesn't mean we can't blow that out of the water. We like to see about 20 to 25 donors would be a great goal for our farmers markets. That'll help us close the gaps, especially in these summer months where we're not seeing as many units coming in because people are on vacation, school's not in session, we're a little busier, but we're also using more blood. Right. So we think more accidents, we get a little wild, a little crazy in the summer. We try new things, maybe we shouldn't. So sometimes our blood usage goes up as well. So we have a goal, but it doesn't mean that we can't go above and beyond.
So can you explain, I'm curious, like what are the platelets, and do you mind explaining a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I'll take that one. I think it's interesting because Hannah kind of alluded to this earlier. What they use those components for is different for each patient, right? And so what the doctor orders for the transfusion is dependent upon what condition that patient might have. And so it could be cancer, like a leukemia patient. It could be a burn patient who needs plasma. We talked about plasma. So it could be someone who's suffering from severe burns. It helps them. And then, of course, trauma. We talked about that. And one that's near to my heart is we talk about maternal hemorrhage, right? And so pregnant mothers giving birth often might need blood products as well. And so That's why we manufacture those different parts, because they might not need all the different components. They might just need a specific component. And so, for example, like the platelets you asked specifically about, what it does is it helps our blood clot, right? And so if we have significant bleeding, you get a cut and you get a little scab, that's your platelets that are kind of coming to the surface right there to help heal that, to keep it from, to prevent it from clotting. And then one other reason is there could be blood diseases such as sickle cell disease, von Willebrand's disease, or hemophilia, and those patients also might need blood transfusions regularly. And so we use, depending upon what the situation is, we might use different blood components for each of those different patients.
What are some misconceptions that people have about donating?
I think there's a lot of fear with donating, and I think understanding that the needle's not in your arm for 60 minutes.
Right,
so it's not a daunting procedure. You don't have to watch the vena puncture. That's your phlebotomist's job. They're also there to support you in the whole entire time. There's always a staff member around. They're well trained. They're very, very knowledgeable in what they do. So we're here to support you with whatever parts of the process might be more difficult.
Yeah, I always look away. When I donate, right? And just some other things, like I think Hannah mentioned this earlier, when you're preparing to donate, like staying well hydrated, eating a good meal, that can help. So somebody might think, well, what if I get lightheaded or I don't feel well? Like she said, the staff are highly trained to manage those. But the best thing to do is to prevent them would be to hydrate well, 24 hours in advance, eat a solid meal, not just a granola bar, some Pop-Tarts, but actually eat a solid meal before donation. That can help as well. Yeah. So
Great.
Okay, so if someone can't donate blood, how can they support you guys in other ways?
I always champion the people who can't donate blood or just don't feel like it's right for them to ask people in their place. Like we said, there's only 3 to 4% of the population is donating blood right now. So the more we can ask our neighbors and the more we can support our communities by making it part of our conversation and making lifelong donors and donor friendships is really important. So if you can't donate blood, that doesn't mean you're out. You can host a blood drive. You can invite your friends to this blood drive. You can be supportive in numerous ways.
Gotcha.
I also like social media too, all those things, but I like social media too. And so liking our post, follow us, number one. We have great handles, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Follow us and like our post. Don't blue thumbs it, right, though. Just heart it. And then comment. If you comment on it or share, it's even better. Do all those things and it boosts our audience a little bit as well. So that's a great way to engage with us as well.
We understand the social media. We
Okay,
understand.
so speaking of social media, where can people find out all of your things, all of your upcoming blood drives, all that stuff?
Yeah, on our website, versiti.org, you can go on there and type in your zip code and it'll bring all of the blood drives closest to you and when they are available to you. And you can just go there and schedule an appointment. So say June 13th doesn't work for you here in Danville. With the chamber, we've got other Danville opportunities at the hospital and whatnot too. So you can find something that suits both your location and your schedule.
Schedule an appointment, so you have to have an appointment?
No, you don't have an appointment.
Good
It just
question.
helps us prepare.
Okay.
We always prepare for walk-ins, but our appointments do get that first spot.
Yes.
And it helps us know if we're going to blow up and we need more staff. I want to be able to support a
Right.
blood drive. So it just helps us prepare.
Great. What's one thing that you wish people understood about blood donation? What is the one thing that you feel like is most important that people understood or know about blood donation?
I'll go first. I'll go first. I'll let Hannah think for a second. You can't manufacture it synthetically, right? It can only be generated by blood donation, right? And so there's only one way to save those patient lives, and that's by donating blood. And so I think that's probably an easy answer there. I took the easy one.
Yeah, you did. It's okay. I think knowing that how much we need blood and that blood does expire. So like we talked about eligibility earlier, and how much time blood can sit on a shelf. Typically, it's not on the shelf for 42 days, a red cell
Right.
product.
Yeah.
It's typically days, a week most.
Yeah.
But eligibility comes every 56 days. So we will always be in a shortage because we will always have that shelf life. And making sure that we have the blood for each other is really important. And if everyone who donated or a first-time donor donated one more time, we could eliminate a lot of the blood shortages that happen, especially around the holidays and summertime.
And you had mentioned, how often can someone donate?
A typical whole blood procedure, which is the most common procedure we do, is every 56 days.
56 days. Okay. So that's why we spaced ours out for the farmer's market, so that someone could donate both of them and not just come to one and donate. So, okay.
Yeah, we're trying to encourage people to continue the lifelong donor lifestyle. So making sure you get that first time donation in, you learn the process, you understand what's going on, and then it becomes part of your routine and part of your lifestyle so that we can hopefully eliminate the blood shortages that happen.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys are the people that are like there when people are donating blood, obviously, but do you have any like crazy stories of like someone donating blood that is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened?
I don't know about crazy stories. Some of my
Or like it could be meaningful.
Yeah, some of my favorite memories are getting to be there when someone's reached a milestone of blood donation, and so they measure it in gallons, and so usually one unit that it takes 8 units to get to a gallon, right? And some of our platelet donors, they can actually donate every 2 weeks. And so they can, and because they get their red blood cells back and then they drink lots of water, they can regenerate their platelets. And so they can donate up to 24 times in 1 year. And we have many loyal platelet donors who donate. And it's not uncommon to see donors who have given over 100 gallons of blood products.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we see some in the 140, 150 range. Some of our whole blood and red cell donors, 30 or 40 gallons is a significant, think of all that times 8, times 3, right? Because of the number of products they are donating, how many lives someone like that's been able to save. So one of my favorite parts, like we usually have the signs like 30 gallons or, whatever, and getting to be there and celebrate that. Like we try to do fun things for those situations. That's a fun memory.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That is fun.
We try to celebrate everyone who's involved in every component of it. We have champions who host blood drives in honor of people. We have memorial blood drives for those who have unfortunately passed. We try to just honor the blood donor and the blood recipients as much as we can, and it's really cool to see people come together and support their communities.
What is the best way for someone to reach out to you if they want to host a blood drive?
You can reach out to me directly. My email address is hdavies, DAVIES, @versiti.org, and I'll share that information with you guys so we can put that in the links as well.
Yeah.
Great.
One other thing I do think I want to make sure we mention, we talked about the importance of local community. So number one, I wanted to thank you all for your partnership. It's been tremendous. We couldn't do it without you, and so thank you so much for allowing us to do that and being partners together to save those lives in the community. Right down the road, Hendricks Regional Hospital, Hannah and I were there not too long ago. They had hosted their 100th blood drive. That was pretty cool, and we're their primary blood supplier, and we're the primary blood supplier of many hospitals right here in Indiana. So we're very excited about that.
Now, are you just in central Indiana, or are you all over the state?
Yeah, we have hospitals all over the state, and so we provide over 90 hospitals in the state of Indiana. And then Versiti is actually larger than just Indiana. We're also in Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Ohio. And so I kind of call it the Great Lakes region. And but the blood that we collect here we save to make sure that it stays here.
So if they went to the website, they could find a place in Michigan, because we've got friends in Michigan, we've got friends in Ohio, we've got listeners that are from all over. So I think that's cool that we can connect you guys all over the Great Lakes region.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
absolutely.
Something to point out too is just because we're the primary blood supplier here, if you're in another state, there's probably a blood supplier that needs your support too. So we're all for the common good, for the common goal of saving lives. So just finding the right place for you, whether it's here in Indiana or elsewhere, it's probably an easy Google search. Where can I donate blood? And I promise you there will be somewhere nearby that will welcome you with open arms.
great. I just have one last question. And if someone wanted to host, what do they need to do? I mean, what do they need to provide? What do they need? What do they need to do to help host a blood drive?
That's a great question. We need a space, whether that's somewhere to have a blood mobile park. We need access to restrooms or a larger conference room, gymnasium, things like that. A space is kind of your first step, making sure you have somewhere where people can gather. And then we ask for a participation level of 15 to 25 donors, some sort of commitment from them, an interest list, something you've asked your group, who's going to participate, so we know how to prepare. And then we ask our coordinator, whoever's in charge on the community side, to work as a liaison, inviting their friends, their families, their peers, their coworkers, and also working with us to make sure we've got all the logistics figured out and whatnot, and being that spokesperson and that connecting point as well. And we can do that with a person or a committee too.
Great.
Okay, my final question, which I prepared you guys for. One piece of life advice, business advice, anything that you want to share?
All right, I'll go first. It's interesting because I'm going to tie this back to blood donation a little bit. It's interesting because we've been talking about why blood donation is important, but what can it do for you, like as a donor? It actually can help with your physical health as well. And so we do the mini physical screening. And so if there were any abnormalities with blood pressure, pulse, temperature, your hemoglobin, things like that, it could be discovered. And so that's one thing. I always encourage you to be screened with your doctor, but this is another great way. And so I say all that because, for me, I think a very important part is our physical health is so important, right? And for me, like that physical activity leads to positive mental health as well. And I don't think people realize, how important, being physically healthy can also help you mentally be prepared for life. And so taking care of yourself so that you can help take care of others, so that we can do this every day and come and thank our donors and make sure we save lives in our community. So I think kind of tie it all back together a little bit there.
And for me, I have, I guess, personal-ish advice. Advocating for yourself is extremely important. It's something that I never really understood. I did not start my career path in thinking that I would end up here. I actually accepted my first job with Versiti 5 years ago as a phlebotomist with no kind of plan. And here I am today, and I'm really glad that I have people who will support me in the role, but also encourage me to continue to grow into the roles that I think that I would be best suited for. Mm-hmm. So advocating for yourself and figuring out what's right for you is really important, because it may not be what you pictured 10 years ago.
Yeah.
How long have you been in your current role?
My current role, a year, but I've been with Versiti for 5 years.
That year has gone by fast. Hannah's an absolute rock star, so we know she's in the right spot. So it's been really cool to me because I've known Hannah since when she first started, and to see her growth, and I love that, advocating for yourself. So
today's actually my 1 year anniversary in this role.
Oh, congrats!
Congratulations!
Yes.
Good thing you got you a skunk.
I knew that. yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. We truly appreciate it. And we will put all of the information, obviously, on all of our social media as well. Was there anything else that we didn't talk about that you want to make sure that we talk about before we close up?
No, I think I'd just reiterate that we can only support our communities within ourselves, and we need to be that partner for the people we don't know, and making sure those are lasting relationships and whatnot.
Yeah, and thanking all the donors who do donate, right? And so we couldn't do it without them, and then their advocacy and your advocacy as well as we continue to grow and make sure we save patient lives. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, thank you.